Hello. So this is a follow-up to the last question about preparation for death. There was a second part to it, which is also very, very worthy of a book too, or a few words as it might be. And the other part of the question was, how can we face our impending death and the death of loved ones with understanding and compassion? What a beautiful aspiration to be able to do this. What a gift both to ourselves and to our loved ones if we can really aspire to be there for them in this way as we all face impending death. It actually just comes with the package. Happens to everyone. No one's special because of it. It just is something that is, and yet is so poignant. It's a very poignant transition. And so one of the things as I reflected on it that really came to mind was looking at compassion. What is compassion? Compassion is that natural response of the heart to alleviate suffering when we come in touch with it. To want to be able to lift off the fear, anxiety, sadness, grief, all of the different ways that we suffer. And so then I thought, looking at the time of death, what is it that we want to alleviate, to be able to let go of? And it just struck me that at that time of death, what we're letting go of is all of the ways that we have been looking for happiness outside of ourselves, and that we still attribute to needing this in order to be happy. That's suffering. Compassion. Compassion for that time of death in which we may be facing this situation, and compassion for ourselves now, because this is the way we so often live. We look for our life to be a certain way in order to be happy, to have people in it that we love and appreciate and that behave the way we want them to, and then we'll be happy. All of the different ways, our work, what we do, if we have the right job, then we'll be happy. I mean, just look right now and see, is there things that you're thinking that if I just had, then I would be happy? In my own mind, it can be an embarrassment at times, when it's the shopping, when I need a new dress, I need something, and it has that promise, it's going to bring me great happiness, and it never lasts. Of course, we know it doesn't last, but yet we do it over and over. Now, this is suffering, and so compassion for this, but being able to use that pattern to what happens when we're not looking for happiness outside of ourselves? What happens when we come home to ourselves? When we rest in our nature, we rest in what's already here, and it's not obscured. When we see clearly, when we have understanding that what we need is already here, what then? And so this is the training that we do in life, to move from seeing the suffering that comes from that grasping of trying to hang on to, trying to make permanent that which by its very nature is impermanent, and we simply come home. We come back to ourselves and rest. We learn to be at home in ourselves as we are. And so this is the understanding that helps to support us on this adventure, on this inevitability of life. There's another aspect that really stood out to me too in reflecting on this, And I think it's worthy of saying that it's also beautiful to look at our loved ones and to recognize that we do still love, that we love knowing that there is nothing we can hang on to. Makes it even more beautiful that it isn't about someone being there, being right, all the conditions that often come with what we think is love. But love itself simply loves, and we can love those around us because that's our nature.